Hello everyone, we are a team consisting of Zhang Wanzhe, Sun Juncheng, and Ran Yaling. Today we will present our project, Fraudulent Transaction Feature Analysis based on random forest and multi-dimensional visualization. At the start, we used a random forest model to find the most important features. Based on that, we analyzed the fraud from 3 angles. Let's begin with the transaction habits by age group. This chart shows the average amount lost in fraud across age groups. Teenagers and middle-aged adults had much higher average losses than others. To understand why, we looked at their payment methods. Most fraud cases involve credit cards and debit cards, especially among these two groups. Credit cards are easy to get, convenient, and sport overspending, but that can lead to bigger losses in scams. We also found that victims often had multiple credit card transactions in the last 24 hours before fraud. Some of them may be fraudulent too. This pattern stresses info leaks and card misuse. Since credit cards only require a card number and CVV, and no biometric checks, users often don't notice the fraud in time, increasing the risk of loss. Now my team member Sun Juncheng will introduce the next part.
I am going to introduce the relation of fraudulent with device, age, and time of the day. First, in this chart, we can clearly see that the number of fraudulent transactions varies significantly across different devices and time of the day. The most striking part is the mobile device column, where 446 users were scammed during the midnight period, far more than any other time slot. This suggests that users on mobile or tablet devices are particularly vulnerable at night. One reason might be that people are more relaxed before bed, often browsing casually on their phones without being alert. Also, mobile devices may have weaker verification mechanisms, making it easier for scammers to exploit users. The second chart shows that the number of fraudulent users by age group and time of the day. What really stands out is the 50-plus age group during midnight, with a total number of 463 cases, which is the highest across all age groups and time periods. This tells us that the older adults are particularly at risk during late-night hours. They may be more likely to believe emergency-style messages and might not be as familiar with spotting scams. Plus, older users often have more financial resources, making them more appealing targets.
In this analysis, we explored how different user and transaction features related to fraud by visualizing the impact on fraud rates. Starting with continuous variables, we observed a clear trend. Newer accounts, especially those under 1 year old, have significantly higher fraud rates. This likely reflects the vulnerability of new users who lack of transaction history or established trust. Similarly, when analyzing transaction activity, we found that accounts with very few transactions in the past 24 hours, particularly 0 to 2, are far more likely to be associated with fraudulent behavior. This suggests that dormant or newly activated accounts are common targets or tools for fraudsters. Turning to categorical variables, credit card payments have the highest fraud rate, which aligns with the nature of card-based fraud risk, especially in online or card-not-present scenarios. In contrast, debit cards and UPI show relatively low risk. Moreover, users transacting through mobile devices face higher fraud exposure than those using desktops, potentially due to weaker authentication or easier impersonation. Together, these insights offer a data-driven foundation to build more targeted and effective fraud detection strategies. Thank you.